Have you ever wondered why some people stay vibrant and independent well into their 90s, while others begin to decline in their 60s or 70s, even though they share the same genes, eat similar meals, and take their medications on time? What if I told you the difference might come down to what they do in the first hour after waking up? It may sound surprising, but researchers from Harvard, Stanford, and even longevity hotspots like Okinawa and Sardinia have all come to the same conclusion. Your morning routine may be the single most important factor in how long and how well you live. For your first cup of coffee, before your breakfast, even before you sit up in bed, your body is already sending signals that will either support your health or speed up aging. Inflammation, fatigue, memory loss, these don't begin in old age. They begin in the small things we do each day, and morning is the most powerful moment of all. But here's the truth. Most people over 60 are unintentionally doing things every morning that silently sabotage their health. Not out of laziness, not because they don't care, but because no one ever taught them what to do instead. Until now. In this video, you'll discover 7 simple morning habits shared by the world's healthiest elders, those who live well into their 90s and beyond. Each one is backed by science. Each one takes just a few minutes, and together, they can help protect your brain, your heart, your muscles, and your independence. Let me tell you about Raymond. He's 94 years old. He still walks his dog every morning, volunteers at his local library twice a week, and does his own grocery shopping. But he wasn't always this way. Back when he was 66, Raymond was dealing with high blood pressure, joint stiffness, and early memory lapses. Most of his friends were already on heavy medication or slowing down. His doctor told him to prepare for the same, but Raymond refused to give in. He started learning about longevity and discovered a handful of powerful but overlooked morning habits. He didn't change everything at once. He just made small, consistent changes. And within months, everything shifted. When I asked him what made the difference, he said, "What I do before breakfast every day is the reason I'm still here." So if you're over 60 or love someone who is, this video could change everything. It's not about perfection, it's about starting. Because your first hour in the morning might be the key to living longer, feeling better, and staying independent for years to come. Let's begin with 1. Drink water first thing in the morning. Here's a simple question. What's the very first thing you do when you wake up? Maybe you stretch. Maybe you check your phone. Maybe you shuffle into the kitchen to start your coffee. But what if I told you that your first sip in the morning could either age you faster or help you live longer? You see, while you're sleeping, your body is quietly losing water. Every breath you take during the night, every hour you go without drinking, your system becomes more and more dehydrated, and by morning your blood is thicker than it should be. That thick blood makes your heart pump harder. It reduces blood flow to the brain, it strains your kidneys, and it starts your day in a state of silent stress, even if you feel fine. Doctors have a term for it, morning blood sludging, and it's one of the most common but overlooked risks for people over 60. But here's the good news. You can fix it in less than 60 seconds. Take Raymond, for example. He's 94 now, still active and independent. But when he was in his mid-60s, he started experiencing early signs of high blood pressure and memory fog. His doctor suggested one small change. Drink 16 ounces of room temperature water before doing anything else. So Raymond started leaving a glass of water on his nightstand each night. Every morning before standing up, before brushing his teeth, before even turning on the light, he drank it slowly, giving his body the hydration it had been waiting for all night. And over time, the changes were remarkable. His blood pressure stabilized. His mental clarity returned. His kidneys, once sluggish, began functioning better. And it all started with something as simple as a glass of water. Science now confirms this. Drinking water first thing in the morning helps thin the blood, support kidney health, boost circulation, and slow down age-related damage to blood vessels. So here's your gentle challenge. Before you go to bed tonight, place a glass of water beside you. Tomorrow morning, make it your first act of care for your heart, your brain, and your future. Sometimes the easiest things are the ones that matter most. 2. Step into the morning light. There's something quietly magical about the morning sun. Not just the way it warms your skin, but what it does deep inside your body without you even realizing it. For years, Margaret, now 76, struggled with restless nights. She would toss and turn, finally falling asleep around 2 a.m., only to wake up groggy and drained. She tried everything: teas, melatonin, even white noise machines. Nothing truly worked. Then her grandson, a medical student, told her something simple. "Grandma, your body doesn't know when it's morning anymore. You need to step outside." So she made a quiet promise to herself. Each morning before breakfast, she'd sit on her porch for 10 minutes. No phone, no chores, just the soft light of the rising sun. And within 2 weeks, everything changed. She began falling asleep easier, sleeping deeper, and waking up clear-headed. But that wasn't all. Her mood lifted. Her energy returned. And for the first time in years, she felt steady again. Why does this work? Because your body has a natural clock, called the circadian rhythm, that regulates everything from your sleep to your memory to your hormones. And this clock needs light to reset each day. But not just any light, natural morning light. Sunlight in the first 30 minutes of your day tells your brain, wake up, reset. It's a new day. This gentle signal boosts serotonin now and melatonin later, helping you feel energized during the day and relaxed at night. It even lowers your risk of cognitive decline as you age. The best part? It's free. No pills, no side effects. Just 10 minutes of sunshine on your skin or through an open window. Even cloudy skies deliver far more light than any indoor lamp ever could. Margaret says it best. Those few minutes outside are my reset button. They give my day a rhythm and my heart a little peace. So tomorrow morning, open the door, step outside, let the light touch your face, because the sun isn't just rising, it's reaching out to help you heal. 3. Gentle movement before breakfast. Have you ever woken up and felt like your body was rusted shut? Your knees ache, your back feels stiff, and even getting out of bed takes effort. You tell yourself it's just age. But what if it's not just age? What if your body is quietly asking for something and you're just not giving it? That was exactly the case for Harold, a retired school bus driver from Ohio. At 68, he was told he'd need knee replacement surgery within the year. He loved playing with his grandkids, but the pain made even walking around the block feel impossible. Then a physical therapist gave him a piece of advice that changed everything. Don't wait for breakfast. Move first, just 5 minutes, every day. Skeptical but desperate, Harold gave it a try. Each morning, right after drinking his water, he began doing small, gentle movements. Slow ankle circles, light knee bends, a little stretching by the window. No heavy exercise, no gym. Just a few minutes of listening to his body and giving it what it needed. And day by day, his body responded. Within 3 months, his joint pain eased. His doctor postponed the surgery indefinitely. But more importantly, Harold felt in control again, like his body still belonged to him. Why does this work? Because early morning movement activates a cellular cleanup process called autophagy. Basically, it tells your body to clear out damaged cells and reduce inflammation. This is especially powerful in your joints, where stiffness and swelling often start. Gentle motion also improves circulation, balances blood sugar, and wakes up your muscles so they can protect your bones. And here's the best part. You don't need to break a sweat. You just need 5 to 10 minutes of slow, intentional movement. Try standing tall and gently swaying side to side. Rotate your shoulders. Roll your wrists. take a slow walk down the hallway. Even seated movements can help if standing is a challenge. As Harold says now, those first few minutes of movement each morning, they saved my knees and gave me back my mornings. So tomorrow, before you eat, before the day gets busy, take just a few moments to move. Your joints will thank you, not just today, but for years to come. Where's Shore? A 30-second breathing ritual that calms and heals. Some mornings, it's not your body that feels heavy, it's your mind. You wake up with a knot in your chest. Maybe it's worry about your health, your family, or just the uncertainty of aging. And before you even step out of bed, your heart is already racing, your thoughts already spinning. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, but there's something surprisingly simple that can help. Your breath. Let me tell you about Eileen. She's 72 and has lived through a lot, caring for her husband through illness, losing friends, adjusting to retirement. Stress had become her default state. Sleep was shallow. Her blood pressure was creeping up. She was always tense, even when doing nothing at all. Then her daughter introduced her to something called the 478 breathing technique. At first, Eileen thought it sounded too simple to work, but she gave it a try every morning right after drinking her water and soaking in some light by the window. She would sit quietly, close her eyes, and inhale through her nose for 4 seconds, hold her breath for 7 seconds, then exhale slowly through her mouth for 8 seconds, making a soft whooshing sound. She repeated this cycle 3 or 4 times and something shifted. Eileen describes it as a reset for my whole nervous system. She felt calmer throughout the day. Her digestion improved. She began sleeping more soundly. Her doctor even noticed lower cortisol levels and better heart rate variability. Why does it work? Because your breath is the fastest way to access your nervous system. The 478 rhythm activates the vagus nerve, a powerful part of your body's rest and repair system. It gently tells your brain, you're safe now, you can heal, you can let go. Just 30 seconds, no pills, no cost, no side effects, just a quiet moment to reclaim your peace. Eileen says, before I speak to the world, I speak to my body with breath. So tomorrow morning, before the rush of the day begins, give yourself this gift. Breathe, not to survive, but to thrive. If even one of these simple morning habits sparked a new sense of hope in you, hope for better sleep, steadier energy, or just a more peaceful start to your day, let us know in the comments. Sometimes a small change is all it takes to remind us that our best years can still be ahead. What gives you hope each morning? 5. A protein and fiber-rich breakfast to start the day. For many of us, breakfast has always been about comfort. A warm piece of toast, a sweet pastry, maybe a quick bowl of cereal. But here's a quiet truth that could change the way you age. The wrong breakfast can speed up inflammation, drain your energy, and even affect how well your cells repair themselves. That's exactly what happened to George. He was 68 when his doctor told him he was pre-diabetic. His blood sugar was unstable and he often felt sluggish by mid-morning. He didn't smoke, he wasn't overweight, but something wasn't right. George had always started his day with toast, jam, and a cup of coffee. Fast, easy, familiar, but also high in refined carbohydrates, which spike insulin and trigger hidden inflammation throughout the body. His nutritionist gently suggested a new habit. Let's rebuild your breakfast with purpose. So George swapped the toast for 2 scrambled eggs. He added half a cup of oatmeal with chia seeds and a handful of blueberries. And instead of coffee on an empty stomach, he had it after eating. Just a few weeks later, the difference was undeniable. His blood sugar readings improved, his energy lasted longer, and the aches in his knees that he thought were just old age, they began to fade. What made the change? Protein and fiber. Protein, like eggs, Greek yogurt, or plant-based options, helps stabilize blood sugar and supports muscle and cell repair. Fiber from oats, berries, seeds, or vegetables slows digestion, reduces inflammation, and feeds the healthy bacteria in your gut. Together, they create a steady, healing start to your day, unlike refined carbs, which spike and crash your energy. The best part? You don't have to add more time. You're already eating breakfast. Now it's just a smarter one. George smiles when he talks about it. It's not a diet, it's a thank you to my body every single morning. So tomorrow, before reaching for the quick fix, ask yourself, is my breakfast helping me heal or quietly harming me? Because every bite is either building you up or breaking you down. 6. A morning hello that could add years to your life. We often hear about the importance of eating right or exercising, but rarely do we hear that something as simple as a morning conversation could be just as vital to our health. Yet science says it is. Loneliness isn't just an emotion, it's a physical condition. Studies now show that isolation can affect the body as severely as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And for older adults, especially those living alone or away from family, this invisible weight can quietly damage the heart, weaken the immune system, and even shorten life expectancy. But the good news? The solution doesn't require big changes, just small, meaningful moments. Let me tell you about Darlene. She's 81 and lives in a quiet neighborhood in Oregon. After her husband passed, her days became silent. Her energy dropped. Her appetite faded. Her doctor noticed early signs of depression and heart strain. Then one morning, her neighbor waved through the window and called out, "Coffee on the porch today?" That simple invitation became a turning point. Every morning since, Darlene takes just 10 minutes to sit outside, greet her neighbors, or call her sister. Sometimes they talk about the weather. Sometimes they sit in silence. But those moments of connection began to shift something deeper. She started sleeping better. Her blood pressure improved. She smiled more. Why? Because social interaction triggers the release of positive brain chemicals like oxytocin and serotonin, natural mood boosters that also support cardiovascular and immune health. And the best part? You don't need a long conversation or a crowded room. A 3-minute phone call to a friend, a warm good morning to the mail carrier, a quick check-in with a loved one over breakfast. These tiny exchanges have big effects, especially before 10 a.m., when your body is most responsive to emotional tone setting. Darlene says it best. That one hello reminded me that I'm still part of the world, and that made all the difference. So tomorrow morning, don't keep your thoughts to yourself. Reach out, even briefly. Let someone else know you're here, because sometimes being seen and heard is the most healing medicine of all. 7. A 2-minute gratitude practice that heals from within. Every morning, your body wakes up carrying the weight of the years behind you, both the joyful memories and the silent struggles. The stiff knees, the tired eyes, the familiar aches you have learned to live with. But what if, instead of focusing on what hurts, you pause to honor what still works? That's exactly what changed everything for Patricia. At 74, she was managing high blood pressure and constant anxiety. Her doctor tried medications, diet plans, and stress reduction techniques. Nothing seemed to truly help. Until one morning during a health workshop, she learned about a simple gratitude ritual practiced by elders in long-living communities. It wasn't vague or general, it was specific, intentional, focused on the body. The next morning, Patricia sat on the edge of her bed. She closed her eyes, placed her hand over her heart, and quietly said, "I'm grateful for my eyes, still sharp enough to read my favorite books. I'm grateful for my hands that held my children and now hold my morning tea. I'm grateful for my heart that keeps beating for me, even when I forget to thank it." Just 2 minutes. And over the next few weeks, her doctor noticed something remarkable. Her cortisol levels dropped. Her heart rate variability, a key sign of cardiovascular health, improved by over 30%. Why? Because gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a biological reset button. Research from Yale and Harvard shows that intentional morning gratitude activates brain regions tied to emotional balance, lowers stress hormones, and supports immune and heart function. But timing matters. The first hour after waking is when your nervous system is most sensitive to emotional cues. And what you feed it, fear or gratitude, can shape your entire day. Patricia now calls it her sacred 2 minutes. She doesn't skip it, even on hard days, especially on hard days. So tomorrow morning, before the noise of the world finds you, take a quiet moment with yourself. Put your hand on your chest. Name 3 parts of your body you're grateful for and why. Because healing begins not with medicine, but with how you speak to yourself. If you've made it this far, then perhaps something in this video spoke to you. Maybe it was the glass of water waiting by the bed, or the sunlight through the window, warming your face, or the idea that your own breath, slow, steady, intentional, could help your body feel safe again. These habits aren't just health tips, they're acts of self-respect. They're quiet promises you make to your future self, the version of you that wants to keep walking, thinking clearly, and living with purpose well into your 80s, 90s, or even beyond. You see, longevity isn't a number, it's a feeling. It's waking up with energy instead of exhaustion. It's knowing your mind is still sharp enough to laugh with your grandkids. It's feeling your heartbeat calmly, not with fear, but with peace. And none of that happens by accident. The first hour of your day is like planting seeds. Some days you plant with joy, other days with discipline. But if you care for those habits, even just a little, you give yourself the chance to grow stronger, steadier, more alive. Think of it this way. Each morning is a new beginning, a chance to shift the story, not all at once, but choice by choice. Maybe you can't control everything that comes with age, but you can choose how you greet the day. And that one choice can change everything. So tomorrow morning, before the noise, before the rush, before the world tells you who to be, come home to yourself, drink your water, step into the light, move gently, breathe deeply, eat with intention, say hello, and above all, say thank you. Because this body of yours, it's still fighting for you. It's still here, and that in itself is a reason to live with hope. If this video gave you even a small spark of hope, hope for better mornings, steadier health, or simply more gentle days ahead, please consider supporting our channel. Click the like button to let us know you're here. Subscribe so you never miss another story that speaks to your stage of life. And if any of these habits touched your heart, leave a comment below with the word hope so others know they're not alone on this journey. Together, we're not just learning how to live longer, we're learning how to live better. From our hearts to yours, thank you for watching.